In today's video, we're going to be experimenting and exploring with abstract techniques. So grab your paints, grab your brushes, and let's get straight into it. For today, I'm using a canvas panel. I have these 3 palette knives. I have a flat size 1 brush and a size 14 dagger brush. For colours, I have Cadmium Red, Crimson Red, Primary Magenta, Hooker's Green, Sap Green, and quite a lot of Titanium White. Also a cloth to dry my brushes on. I'm going to take my brush and I'm just going to quickly brush over my canvas, which is what you can do if you don't have a spray bottle. I'm going to make sure that I put quite a bit to make sure that my canvas doesn't dry out in just a few moments, giving me some time to work with it. Okay. That is nice and wet. I'm now going to go in with my palette knife and I'm going to pick up some titanium white and I'm going to put this here, maybe going to this side as well. I'm just going to be creating just playing around with colour. I'm going to take some primary magenta, like so, just placing down that colour. Then I'm going to take some crimson red and some titanium white, and go for a lighter pink. I'm just playing right now, definitely don't have, we are just playing around with colour and seeing where it takes us. I'm going to go in with some cadmium red, and go in and go there. Okay, then taking the other palette knife that is a similar shape, I'm going to start blending and just moving my palette knife everywhere. Okay, taking my brush, I'm going to try to blend out some places. So I kind of want this place to be blended, so I'm going back and forth, making these and then this place can be a bit more messy. Okay, I think that is looking quite, maybe do some, just flicking my palette knife up, maybe taking some, I'm just flicking it upwards. Maybe take some going down, and maybe some to the side. We're just playing with texture and colour at the moment. Maybe take some white here. And adding some texture by just bouncing some more pink here. All right, I think that's looking pretty good. I'm now going to go in with some green. So I'm going to take some sap green with some white and a tiny bit of primary magenta just to neutralize the green so it's not as bright and vibrant. And I'm just going to put some small patches of green into the painting. Just putting it in. We're just trying to think about adding some balance to the painting by not making it all pink. I'm going to do the same with the hooker's green. Take some of the hooker's green, add some of that crimson red and a little bit of white just to neutralize the color. And now we're going to get this really dark green, and we can kind of add it into the painting. I'm going to grab some, put it here. And maybe some there. Okay, now with my palette knife, I'm going to clean up. I've wiped it off, and I'm now just going to kind of blend it out and just create these more transitional colours. Instead of them being very sat on top, we're going to slightly blend them out. And you can go back in with shades of pink if you want. You can go over the top. We're going back and forth. We're just really exploring where the colour is taking us. Maybe get some white to neutralize that part down. Okay, then we want to soften that out slightly. Then maybe adding some more pink. Okay, this is looking beautiful. All right, I think I'm quite happy with that background. I'm going to actually maybe brush this one this way. And then go down. So now going with my dagger brush, I'm going to dip it in some water and grabbing some white and quinacridone primary magenta. I'm going to slowly start adding some leaves. Into certain places. And going back and forth with that primary magenta. Okay, then going with some of that crimson red, I'm going to add some florals. Like so, just playing around, going in with some white. Okay, I think that's looking quite beautiful. I'm just using my dagger brush and then I'm going to go back in with this palette knife and with some of the green I'm going to go back and add some greenery to the painting. You can also add in some lines if you want. This is just using the back of my palette knife to add some lines. Going with some of that dark green. Just to kind of act as I'm just brushing that and making these markings. And then maybe just add a couple of things at the bottom here just to add some greenery, and then go back in over with those lines. I'm going to go in with my flat brush and I'm going to, with some of the Cadmium Red, I'm going to create a thin mixture of it to do some splatters. I'm just taking the back of my palette knife I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial of exploring and experimenting with colour, texture and some strokes. Make sure to like, subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.